Now at 5, Fast Friday is here. It's a happening in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We got 2 hours left in practice and all you need to know. Stay with us.
Rain delayed Fast Friday, and there are more rain chances in your weekend forecast.
Eli Gain live out here outside of Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the site and location for Game 3 for the Indiana Fever, where they try to get their first home win of the young season. We're going to hear from head coach Stephanie White what she wants to see improved heading into tonight's game. That's coming up at 13 Sports.
And could the District 23 state Senate race be headed toward a recount tonight?
The preparations the state is making.
It's Friday night, and look at that countdown clock. We are counting down to the Indy 500 on this Fast Friday.
The 110th running of the greatest spectacle in racing is just a little more than a week away. And after a rain delay, the drivers are now out on the track trying to see how fast those cars can go.
And that's where we find our Dom live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight. Hey, Dom.
Hey, hello, how are you? We are here at a very happening Pagoda Plaza here on Fast Friday. Heck, we even saw the sun peek out for even just a second. It was a welcome sight, but it is not deterring all these fans here in Speedway, ready to see guys go fast and turn left. I can think of no place I'd rather be, I'll tell you that, for free. Hey, Team Penske, obviously a team to look out for as we approach the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500. Scott McLaughlin, who we talked to at 4, he's top of the speed chart today. His teammate, Joseph Newgarden, no stranger to having success at this place. We've seen Team Penske really do well in the non-tow speeds. We know they got a lot of speed. Newgarden's won this race. He won it back-to-back in 2023 and 2024, looking to win a third Indy 500 in just 4 years. Talking to us this morning about the hunger he has to win at this beautiful place.
I love being here. I love trying to win this race, but I love working with the people that we have on this team, and it's the best aspect of it. So, you know, you don't really get to know exactly what that's like until you join the organization, but it's one of the best of the best. So, yeah, proud to be here representing and driving the Shell car and working with Team Chevy. I think Team Chevy's done a great job for us this year. We've been, you know, working every step from the very beginning of the season, and I think we're making good progress. And you know, certainly we've got a championship that we're going after as a group, and you know, we got to try and get this right first. It starts with this weekend, so let's see what we got.
We'll see what Penske has in store this weekend. Malukas has been fast, McLaughlin's been fast, Newgarden's been fast. We know they have speed. Heck, speeds are up in the 230s here today with boost on the cars. That is always fun to see these guys go as quick as they can ahead of qualifying this weekend. Coming up for you at 6, we're going to hear from defending Indy 500 champ Alex Palou, seeing if he can go back-to-back and just add to what has been an unbelievable 2-year stretch for him and Chip Ganassi Racing. But we're just going to be hanging out here at Pagoda Plaza. So many fans out here at the Speedway today. Fast Friday. Yes, it was delayed, but never denied here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway ahead of the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500. We will see you at 6. Join us, please.
All right, great energy, Dom. Thanks so much. And we have got all of your coverage leading up to the Indy 500.
Yes, Dustin and myself will be live at Carb Day next Friday, and then make sure you keep it right here on Channel 13 for the Lucas Oil 500 Festival Parade next Saturday.
And we're going to also have your pre-race and post-race coverage of the 110 500 as well, come race day, Sunday, May 24th. We're getting into that week where the forecast gets to be really high pressure. There's so much at stake when you're talking about the wiener races.
Yes,
and
Friday,
Carb Day and the concerts and the parade and the race and everything like that. So no pressure.
No pressure. Early call on Carb Day is clear and mild in the 70s. Obviously, it's a week away, so we'll keep you updated on that. Tomorrow does look tricky because of off and on rain and storms. There will be some delays out at the Speedway tomorrow for qualifying, so just keep that in mind. Take the rain gear if you're headed out to Saturday at the track for qualifying. Scattered showers and thunderstorms and temperatures in the 70s. Delayed Fast Friday because of rain. That has moved on, and we are starting to see some clearing, especially across the western quarter of the state or so. As this cloud deck continues to erode, we'll have some breaks as we head into the evening hours, and that's in turn helping temperatures warm a bit. We're up to 66 in Indianapolis, and there are 70s on the map where we have some sunshine at this hour. If you're coming downtown, Mystics and Fever at Gainbridge, mild and dry. Temperatures will continue to climb into the upper 60s and low 70s. That's a 7:30 tip. I'll have the hour-by-hour timeline for Saturday storms in a few minutes.
Thanks, Angela. With more rain this weekend, you're going to want to make sure you've got the WTHR Plus on your TV.
That's where you can stream our live local radar anytime. It is free. And before we get to other news, we do want to let you know that there's a silver alert right now for a missing 9-year-old boy in Lafayette. So here's a picture. We want you to take a look at Ricky Ravelas. He was last seen at 8:30 this morning. He's about 3 feet 10 inches tall and weighs 55 pounds. He has black dreadlocks, that's how he's wearing his hair, and brown eyes. Lafayette police also shared this picture of him. Ricky was last seen wearing a tan zip-up sweater with black sweatpants and white shoes. He was also carrying an orange backpack. Again, keep an eye out for this 9-year-old little boy. He may need medical assistance. Ricky Ravelas. Call 911 if you have any info or you can help find him.
The Fever are back home tonight, and they're hoping to get their first home win this season.
The team's back from the West Coast where they beat the LA Sparks, and now they're just hours away from taking on the Washington Mystics.
That's right. The tip a little bit later tonight at 7:30. Eli Gain is already at the field house ahead of the matchup and joins us now live. Hi there, Eli.
Hi, Anne-Marie and Felicia. Good evening. We're not worried about too much weather here because most of the night we're just going to be inside. So weather not an issue if you are making your way downtown here to Gainbridge Fieldhouse for the Fever's second home game of this young season, looking to get that first home win of the year, fresh off of that first victory they got in LA against the Sparks on Thursday night. We know this team can put up some points. Offense has looked fantastic in these first 2 games, but the one thing that's going to continue to be tweaked as the season continues, the defense, specifically in transition. Listen to this. In the first game, season opener against the Dallas Wings, the Fever gave up 25 points in transition. Thursday night, or I should say Wednesday night, against the LA Sparks, they gave up 11 points in transition. Granted, they only gave up 78 overall, but it's getting back on defense that Stephanie White wants this team to improve upon as the season rolls on. Tonight, they have a chance to do that against the Mystics, but of course, going to be good to play in front of the home crowd, try to tighten up those nuts and bolts on that defensive end.
You know, I just think there's a certain mentality that it takes to will yourself to defend every possession. And we are on our growth process to get there. We have the capabilities, there's no doubt about it. But there are going to be days where we don't shoot the ball particularly well. There are going to be days where things don't go great offensively. We've got to be able to rely on our defense. And so we were better today than we were in game 1.
And we'll see if they can get better here in Game 3. Tip-off with the Mystics scheduled for 7:30, coming up on 13 Sports at 6. We're going to hear from Caitlin Clark, has been struggling a little bit shooting the ball from beyond the perimeter. She says she's not worried about it. Hear from her again coming up at 6 o'clock. Guys, let's go back to you in the studio.
All right. Thanks so much, Eli. We're so excited.
Real fun. Our WTHR is your local TV home of the Fever, along with our sister station WALV. That's MeTV. And that's where you can watch the Fever game Sunday night.
They're taking on the Seattle Storm at 6 p.m. and it's one of 18 games that we are airing this season. So you can check out the complete list of our broadcasts. You can also find how you can find our sister station WALV on your TV if you head over to our website right now at WTHR.com/fever. So the primary election results for 2026 for the state of Indiana are certified, but that doesn't mean the race is over.
The clock is now ticking on a potential recount in at least one key race. State House reporter Emily Longnecker is here to explain.
Well, hi, ladies. So far, there's been nothing filed asking for a recount in any race. That is so far, but today at noon was the first chance anyone could do that. The state is preparing, though, should it happen.
I'm calling on this meeting of the Indiana State Recount Commission to order.
That's the sound of the state of Indiana getting ready in case someone calls for a vote recount from any of this month's primary races.
The Indiana Recount Commission exists because sometimes, as we know from history, elections can be very close.
In this year's primary, one of the closest has been in Senate District 23, where incumbent Republican State Senator Spencer Deary leads by just 2 votes. Deary put out a statement Friday saying it was time to move forward, characterizing this month's election as, quote, yesterday's battles. His challenger, Paula Copenhaver, may not feel the same with the election results as close as they are and could ask for the votes to be recounted. If that happens, Indiana's State Recount Commission will have the final say on any ballots that are challenged during the recount process. Secretary of State Diego Morales is the chair of the 3-member bipartisan committee.
If recount petitions are filed in the coming days, we're going to ensure publicly that every eligible vote is accurately counted.
But Morales has faced questions from some Democrats about his ability to stay impartial during the recount process because of his support last year for redistricting. Deary voted against redrawing Indiana's congressional districts mid-decade. His challenger, Paula Copenhaver, was backed by President Trump, who promised to support primary challengers to Republican senators like Deary, who voted against redistricting. Morales has also been questioned about his involvement with a branch of Turning Point USA, which endorsed Copenhaver. According to state law, Morales is called to be the chair of the Recount Commission. Despite calls from Democrats that he recuse himself, Morales has indicated he has no plans to step aside.
Candidates have until noon next Tuesday to ask for a recount. Party chairs have a little longer. Their deadline is next Friday at noon. But it seems that, even though one has not been filed yet, people are really anticipating that a recount is going to be called for in Senate District 23. I spoke with several county clerks yesterday from this Senate district, and they told me that they've already had visits from Indiana State Police who wanted to talk to them about the process of securing ballots should someone ask for a recount. And if that happens, the Indiana State Police, they would come in, they would take charge of the ballots, actually impound them, secure them, so no one else would have access to them until the recount could happen.
So how long do you think until a decision is made that if we're going to recount or not?
Until somebody files?
Yeah,
who knows? I mean, right? They have until, the candidates have until Tuesday at noon. The party chairs have until next Friday. I was speaking with a lawyer today who told me that usually when they file petitions, they really like to take their time with these and go over every word, make sure all the T's are, crossed and all the I's are dotted. Yeah, right, to make sure, because these are, very complicated positions, so they want to get it right.
Yeah, and a lot is weighing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for bringing some transparency to the process.
You got it.
Appreciate it. And we're also looking into a ballot error in Knightstown. Our Rich Nye will report from Henry County tonight with what can be done now since the election board certified the primary election results. We're going to share his report at 5:30, so stay with us. Our news continues tonight. Detecting hantavirus.
Why the CDC now says there are no cases in the U.S.
It's going to be a warm weekend. We'll be close to 90 by Sunday, but we'll also be dodging some rain tomorrow. I'll have the timeline.
Fantastic trade deals. That's what President Trump is now saying about his recent trip to China.
However, the president did not announce any major agreements. The discussions with China's president next.